about lawyers handing out cards outside of layoffs calls to mind the things I hear about medical malpractice cases, and that doctors with good bedside manners get sued a whole lot less often.
That's right.
Regardless of how good they are as doctors, compared to the ones that are rough with people. And so I think that's certainly creating a situation of good morale is good for productivity, and it's good for the bottom line. And I think that that's a really important thing that certainly I think is central for the city going forward. The other thing is that when the decision came down, or when the settlement came through on the Bannock situation, there was the former city manager had a column in the newspaper and in the city newsletter in which he exclaimed that not one dime of taxpayer money was being spent on the settlement. And this upset a lot of people in the community who
Sure.
said, don't tell me it's raining. I recognize that stuff. And obviously we're right now seeing the bill coming due from that. But I can assure you that that is not the attitude that we have going forward. And if anybody had that attitude under some misapprehension about how this worked, certainly your meeting today, I'm sure is clearing that up. So I would just like to emphasize a break from that attitude of seeing insurance as being some kind of slush fund for our employment expenses. Certainly is not, and that's not the way that I see us going forward. So.
Well, and that's, that's a good point, and that's one that we will definitely emphasize with them. But you know what, they've seen that, they've felt that, they've sensed that, and I think that's the reason why initially the call was we're going to non-renew. And we had them out, we met with them, went over it, made a lot of, Ann, who had met with prior city manager and has now dealt with Mr. All, and said there's a huge change there. You can, and she works with tons of cities, so she knows
I'm sorry,
too.
did you say they were not going to renew our insurance originally?
Correct.
Okay.
Until they knew that change had been made. Yes, and we spoke with them, and that's when we talked more about incorporating deductibles, doing it without certain coverages, just knowing how important that is to you. And again, they've never non-renewed an account. At least they said in at least 19, 20 years that they can recall ever gotten off of a city. They just find ways. They've done similar actions in some. Again, sometimes short-term, sometimes long-term.
Okay.
No.
No.